Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Red Hill Eagle and it's episode 18 of A Broken Heart. It's WCW 1998. We are currently still in week 1 of April. It's Thursday, so I just thought I'd do a couple of behind the scenes things again. We've got a few emails, just a confirmation there that a Ray trailer will be leaving imminently. I've also got rid of a few guys. I won't go through them just yet. Just a couple of unimportant people and a couple of recognisable that I'm not really going to use. But let's have a quick look at the emails then, shall we? What have we got? Oh dear. Oh. So we're going to get into the show then, and we kick off with Roddy Piper being interviewed by Gene Oakland. And Oakland has just asked him to explain himself about what he means about the NWO having too much power just recently. And he just goes on to explain, well, they seem to be booking their own matches. They seem to be booking other people's matches. They're doing what they like. They're, changing or not being clear about what matches are. Last week we had a handicap match. They didn't make it clear that it was a 3-on-3 and the Alliance were left short. This isn't on. Gene Oakland isn't kind of agreeing or disagreeing. He's literally just doing his job as an interviewer, and this gets a rating of 72. And in a rating of 77, Hollywood Hogan comes out to sort of continue the segment. A little bit of arguing. Just says, look, we've got power because we are the most powerful force in WCW. Anyone wants to try and take us on, go ahead. The Alliance are attempting it. They're not doing a particularly great job at the moment. But yeah, we've just got this power because we've got this power. And the long and short story of this is we have a main event between Roddy Piper and Hollywood Hogan, just to sort of mix things up a bit, get Hogan in the main event. Should hopefully get a decent score from that. I'm certainly hoping so. We'll have to wait and see. Tag team action to kick us off. Taking on a few more jobbers, literal jobbers. Although I've got a feeling these two were already there. But Axel Rotten and Chris Walker take on Totally Cool, the team of Disco Inferno and Jim Neidhart. It's only a 49 rating match. Didn't really expect too much. But it's Totally Cool getting the win in 6 minutes 33 when Disco Inferno pinned Chris Walker. Jim Neidhart was head and shoulders above everyone else, and Chris Walker was the weak link. Gimmick changes. It's just going to be the two jobbers, isn't it? Or at least one of them. Axel Rotten getting great, and yeah, that is the only one. And also, extremely marketable gimmick. Maybe we need to think about doing something more with Axel Rotten. Then we've got Ted DiBiase in the ring, and he is flanked by Eric Bischoff and Rick Steiner. And he announces that Scott Steiner has walked out. Scott Steiner had issues recently of, Ted DiBiase taking on a new client in the form of Rob Van Dam. And they couldn't come to an agreement. They tried talking it over. And Scott Steiner just decided to pick up his bags, walk out on Ted DiBiase, walk out on his brother, and walk out on WCW. The reason Eric Bischoff is here is literally just to hand over, so Ted DiBiase can hand over the tag team championship belts to someone in some form of authority. Yeah, so they obviously had to relinquish the tag team belts. Yeah, so obviously wanted to do a lot more with the Scott Steiner thing. It is what it is. He's still contracted, of course, but he's going to be out for, I think it was it just, I've forgotten already because I've recorded the segment earlier separately to this. So it was a few days ago. Was it nearly 2 years or just over 2 years? Whatever, he's out for a very long time, so we might as well just kayfabe it that he's left the company and at a future date he'll come back. Whether he'll revisit the Ted DiBiase thing or not, well, we'll see. It's a long, long way off, so anything can happen there. The Giant takes on Conan, and he gets the win in 10 minutes 40 by pinfall with a chokeslam, rating 61. Not much to say about this one. We just wanted to get to the next segment, really, where Bam Bam Bigelow appears and cuts a promo on the Giant. This is just to get that storyline a little bit more sort of going. So Bam Bam Bigelow sort of said that he's the best big man talent in WCW. The Giant is obviously challenging that statement because he's a big man himself and he's pretty talented. Rating of 72, so I'm glad that sort of got a decent score there and the storyline gained heat. So yeah, we're going to do a bit more with this. I don't know how many of you can remember, but I am very conscious that the Giant has already taken on Bam Bam Bigelow in our save. So yeah, we'll deal with that in the next week or so. Bret Hart then cuts a promo. He's with his manager Elizabeth. It doesn't say that though. I'm sure I put her down as his manager, but whatever. He's with Liz. Rating is 77, and he's just cutting a promo on Lex Luger, and he just tells Lex that if you ever lay a finger on Liz again, then we are going to have problems. You're going to have serious problems. This was just to get the storyline sort of going a little bit more. Lots of green there, which is really good. Bret Hart worked the crowd well. I'm surprised about that because I never would have put him down as one of the best promo guys. I mean, he's not completely awful, but yeah, to get that, I'm kind of a little bit surprised about it. But that's really good. And a rating of 77. The Faces of Fear take on Rex King and Sean Morley. Yeah, these are two of the new jobbers I've taken on. It's only a rating of 58, but I was looking at our tag teams actually, and bearing in mind now that we're going to have to do something about the belts, I think there's only two teams that don't have an unimportant wrestler. Actually, there might be three. So with the Faces of Fear, the Outsiders, and I think the other team was Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton. Although I've got a funny feeling Bobby Eaton might be unimportant. Without looking, I can't remember, but yeah, so still got a lot of work to get some tag teams over. If we're gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do about the belts yet. I mean, it's more than likely going to be a tournament. So yeah, just really need to get some more teams over. Gimmick changes are just going to be for our jobbers. So Rex King initial rating of great, and Sean Morley awful. I did only put him down as a local talent, but okay, well whatever. Gorilla Monsoon, then he talks to tag team belts, and he's saying that there'll be an announcement in the next couple of weeks from the WCW committee about what we're doing about them, about what's going to happen with the tag team championships. He says himself, that more than likely we'll have some sort of tournament, but who knows? We don't know what the committee are thinking. We could just have a contenders match. There's already one team at least that sort of put themselves as the number one contenders. Will the committee just decide to give them some opponents? Obviously, he's talking about the Faces of Fear here. I mean, personally, I still don't know what I'm going to do because I mean, you could theoretically should the belts go on the Outsiders as the most popular team, the most over team, but then who's going to take it off them? We just don't have any teams that are near them, so yeah, not sure I want to go that route, but we'll see. But this is just a Gorilla Monsoon to kind of make it official that the committee are obviously doing something about these vacated belts. 83 rated match. Well, I'm not sure if it's our highest, but we don't get many in the 80s. So yeah, Chris Jericho taking on Randy Savage. And it's Savage that gets the win in 14 minutes 9 by pinfall with a flying elbow drop. Ric Flair did come down to the ring and distracted Jericho. Didn't sort of deliberately distract Jericho. I do this sort of thing where Ric Flair's there and it's Jericho really that's the one that's kind of done it all. He's the one who's made himself get distracted by Flair, maybe gone over to the edge of the ring and just, sort of shouting at Flair or whatever. Obviously, then that puts him in a position where he's vulnerable. Randy Savage takes advantage of that. I just decided to give Randy Savage a decent victory. We've kind of been jobbing him a little bit to the stars. And I know he's getting on and he doesn't always produce the greatest matches now. And he is at an age where I do want to, be bringing other people up, for using him. But yeah, just keep him around there though. Give him a decent victory. I hope it hasn't hurt Jericho's pop too much. But 83 rating, I'm sure it hasn't done too much damage. So then post match, we've got Ric Flair sort of leaving the arena, and Jericho comes down and sort of just knocks him down from behind and beats him down. Rating of 69. Shame that, because the storyline has now lost heat because of that one. We then got a taped segment, rating of 70. It's a promo music video. There was a few guys I didn't sort of get on the card that I just thought should be there, and I didn't really know how to sort of fit them in. So I just thought, look, let's just put them on screen in a promo video for the company. So we've got Goldberg, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero, the Outsiders. I know we've mentioned them, but Lex Luger again. I know he's been mentioned, but he wasn't on the card, and Rob Van Dam. So hopefully Rob Van Dam get the most pop from this, being in with some of these guys. Guerrero and Booker T hopefully as well, being in the same limelight as the Outsiders and Goldberg. So that was kind of my thinking to put a couple of mid-card guys in there. So yeah, literally just to get a few more guys on the card. I'm in two minds to increase the time of Nitro. I don't really want to, but I really have at the moment got so many people that I'm trying to get over. I don't know. Maybe I should just stick to the time and just kind of rotate these guys. Like Booker T and Guerrero didn't wrestle this week, so they probably will next week. We'll do something with them next week at the very least. So yeah, I should just probably stick to what it is. But yeah, this particular segment rated a 70. Diamond Dallas Page takes on the Demon. It's a non-title match, but the Demon get an opportunity here against the Big Star. It's a rating of 70, but Diamond Dallas Page gets the win in 10 minutes 10 by pinfall with a Diamond Cutter. Didn't really have too many intentions for this match. Just wanted to get Dallas Page on there. When I sort of go to book a show and I book the main event, then I book tag team matches, and then I kind of look at the perception ratings of everyone, and Diamond Dallas Page is just the first one that I see now. Well, actually, to be fair, Bret Hart is, but I see Diamond Dallas Page there, and I just give him a match. But I didn't want to give him a title match. I didn't want him to defend the belt against the Demon, because it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I know it doesn't always have to. But yeah, I just thought, why not give him a different sort of match, but not actually defending the belt. And yeah, so rating of 70. And then we've got a promo from the Alliance, rating a 90. Fantastic. So Sting, Bret Hart, and Randy Savage, they're just cutting a promo on the NWO. People are starting to get a little bit fed up with their underhanded tactics. What happened to them last week, where they had a tag team match, and then apparently it turned out to be a six-man tag, which the message wasn't clear to the Alliance, so they ended up having a handicap match. So yeah, just a promo, get these guys on the card again, or I say again, Sting hasn't been on there yet. So yeah, get them on the card, and well, it has produced a decent rating for us. And then Hogan takes on Piper. Oh my god, 66. Oh, why was that so low? Roddy Piper only got us a 60. Hollywood Hogan only a 74. I would have just expected a little bit more. This just really emphasizes what we've got to be doing to get other people over, so we can have other main events. I mean, we've had conversations before, and I've spoken to a couple of people on comments on the videos about just spam the NWO, but well, yeah, and I know, okay, yes, Piper may have let it down, but Hogan only got 74 himself. Difficult, but Hogan gets the win in 13 minutes 50 by pinfall with the Hollywood leg drop. And then post-match, 68 rated segment, Hollywood Hogan beats down Piper. That is it really, just to sort of close out the show. What do we get overall? 66. I am really annoyed about that one. And then a couple of recent comments I've had. When I say recent, I'm so far ahead with videos now. It's still this storyline thing. I've still got to be getting better storylines, because the show would probably get a better rating than that if I wasn't getting this penalty. Because apparently, and I didn't know this, well, I knew there'd be some sort of penalty, but I think it gives a bigger penalty than I thought, really, if you don't have enough decent storylines going on. So yeah, I'm really annoyed with that one, but it's another episode in the bag. There's a few more stories being developed. There's a few more things going on. We've obviously now got to do something about the tag team belts, which I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'll think of something. Yeah, so hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Please give a like and subscribe if you have. Kind of subscriptions have slowed down a little bit. I was sort of hitting sort of 20 a month. It's gone down to about 3 in the last 28 days, which I'm not complaining. I don't do this for the subscriptions. It's always nice to see, and it means that people are going to return to your videos and sort of see the story that's going on, really. Yeah, so give a like and subscribe, and share if you can. All fantastic stuff. And we'll go again next week with week 3 of April, another Nitro. We'll start sort of announcing some matches for our next pay-per-view as well, which is Spring Stampede, if I remember rightly. So yeah, that's it from me. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.